Hi everyone, welcome to Virtual Village Hall and a bit of mindful mobility Pilates with me, Kerry. I may have seen you already today. Some of you were here, I think, earlier when I was doing the noon the We Are Undefeatable campaign, Freedom to Move, with Jat. I had someone with me, but not here, in his own kitchen, and we were doing it split screen. We were doing all these little heel raises and stretches. So I hope I've enjoyed that. You might have joined in. I hope you've been catching the other days with things. There's been stuff I saw Sophie doing, a door handle and door opening exercise, really good for grip. Hello, Irene. I saw Dave in his bathroom, standing on one leg, brushing his teeth for ages, and really great balance work, and talking to the other side. Leanne, who also does this class sometimes when I'm not doing it, she will be doing something in the bathroom tomorrow. I think it's going to be a bit of this, sitting down, maybe a bit of stand. I think maybe she's got that planned. I think April's doing something on Friday with the chair. So catch it. I think tonight Bill Bailey's doing some stuff in a kitchen as well. Hello, Jackie. I think you were both there earlier today. Right, let's get started in our usual slot. So standing or sitting a little wider than our hip width legs. Remember, you can sit, you can stand, you can sit on your bed. We're going to be doing a mixture of sitting, standing and lying. So your lying can be on the floor or on a bed. From here, just let your legs have a little wriggle, soften. We're going to take the arms out to the side, and then the hands come down at the center as if you're lightly pushing down, but no force. As the arms go out to the side, you can look up. Reminds me a little bit of two waves coming in and then gently crashing down. Look down, looking up, breathe in, breathe out. As the hands come down through your nose, through your mouth, don't mind. Breathing in, and I'm reaching out far today. I must feel a little bit looser, but if you're feeling a bit tight, you might reach a little smaller and not as high, and then bring those arms gently down. You can also look a little higher. You might feel your back, just like you're leaning back slightly, and then sink down a little. So if you're doing this sitting, let me just move my arms so I don't knock anything over. And you might just feel your back round and soften slightly. So it's just almost like a little mini slump. And then you rise and find height again. Keeping that breath going. You can even close your eyes if you feel it's safe to do so. Or just narrow your gaze so it's all a little bit fuzzier, a little bit blurrier. Couple more. I'm going to go into standing for the last one. And then just blow in the breeze. There is quite a breeze going on outside here. Some of you might have it too. We've got a storm passing over, I think, today in the UK. Is it Storm Arnold? And there's a tiny bit affecting us. There's just a bit more wind, really. It's not too bad. So I hope you're not getting a battering from the storm. So just letting yourself rock in any direction. It's just challenging your balance. And if you're wobbly, use whatever you have to hand. It might be a chair, it might be a fireplace, like the mantelpiece. Not putting your hand in the fire, obviously that wouldn't work very well. And then bring yourself gradually to stillness. And you'll feel that little sway as you just settle and then grow tall. Grow as tall as you can. Find that length. Your neck feels longer. You feel longer here. Bit of tension on the belly. Moving the feet a little closer. They're now parallel. And there's a little gap if you look down. Big enough to put a paperback book. That's my usual sort of visual clue. Right, imagine we've got a bowl of water here. At the moment, it's level. You can think of the top of it as your waistband, if you like, on whatever you're wearing, trousers, leggings, whatever. So think of this as the top of your bowl. That's where my waistband is. Now tip the water forwards, tip the water backwards, tip it forwards and backwards. And you can just see my top moving as my belly comes forwards and back. But this is the bit we're interested in moving. Now there's a tendency for this to happen sometimes. Try and resist this. Think tall with the rest of your body. So this bit doesn't move so much if I put my hand from here to here. It's this bit that moves. Tipping that water forwards and backwards. Now less water. Little bit forwards, little bit backwards, little bit forwards. But breathing. And then find that center where that water is balanced. And then we're going to hitch the top of that bowl up towards our armpit. Let your heel come off the floor. And then the other side. It's like you're sort of gathering your top up, a little ruche that is happening from your hip coming up. Now what I'm trying to do here is not move this part of my body, just here. So I'm trying to keep this still. This is a good way to check. So these little sort of dimples on the shoulders, ideal for putting your fingers in if you can access that, if your hands and arms can get up there comfortably. And if I do it sitting, you get that same little wriggle side to side, but you're trying to keep the upper body really still. Embrace your inner swan. I get a little bit of your bottom sort of squeezing a little bit, tightening. That's it. And then you might feel that you want to make it a little bit bigger and just ease that off, or circling both ways. It's Strictly's back. The figure eight hips, not quite a figure eight, it's going in a circle. And then let's keep our fingers up here. Turn your head from one side to the other. You don't want your shoulders to move. So just turning, keeping your gaze just like you're following a track around the room. That's it. And now take the back of your head back a little. Feel like you're leaning against a wall. Let those hands go down. Your arms, give them a little sort of sway in the breeze like ribbons just fluttering. Beautiful. And now we're going to circle the shoulders. And you can breathe in as they come forwards and up and out as they come round and back. Try to make this as smooth as you can. So if it is a really rumpy area for you, do one side and then the other. And you'll get a little waist rotation with that. So embrace it and let your body move with it. I definitely get all the clicks of the knees as this happens. They just love to click when I do this. I'm not sure why, but that's it. And then bring it back to the center. Let everything settle. And then we're looking to our toes. I'm not sure if you can see my toes with the banner, so I'm going to come backwards a little bit more. I'm going to come right over here, lifting all our toes up in the air and taking them down. It's definitely a good idea. Oh, thank you, my banner's just removed. It's a good idea to look at your toes as you're doing this, because toes react better. They move more when you're looking, because your thoughts are going into the central nervous system more than when you look away because you're looking at other stuff. So let's get engaged in our feet, lifting all the toes up and down. If you've got shoes on, just feel them coming up to the top of that toe box area of your shoes, and then putting them down, spreading them out, pressing them down, just the big toes. So I'm trying to wave my big toes at you now. I don't know if you can see that tiny bit of movement. And now bringing the other toes. Oh, those little toes don't want to come up, but I'm gonna make them. And then settle all the feet down. So just give it a little bit of spread, and we're going to let the arms just swing around a little. That's it, just hovering. So if you're swishing the most gorgeous warm, maybe bubbly water. That's it. And letting your body turn. And then bring it back to the center. Hands in prayer. Thumbs are at your chest here. And we're going to turn from the waist just a little and open the arm. Bring your hand back, turn to the center. Turn from the waist, open your arm, hand back, back to the center. Now, if you've got osteoporosis, you don't need to turn so far. You don't need to really wring your waist out here and max it out. But if you're otherwise good and it's no discomfort there, you can take it further. So keep that contact with your thumbs on the chest. Soften your knees. Now we're going to turn a bit more, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Opening your arm. Hands back, turn the other way. Your head's not doing an extra turn, it's just looking wherever your body turns. One more each side. Went a bit early then. And one more. And take it down and widen your legs. Sway from one leg to the other. You can turn your feet out a little bit. So your knees go outwards as well. If you're sitting, it's going to look like this. It helps to sit closer to the front of your seat. And you just get a little shift from side to side. And now we are really quite wide leg today. We're going to take our arms forwards and our bottom back. So it's a gentle lowering, like we're just about to sit on a high stool. So you might go just that far and the knees hardly bend. You might go lower. You might go to a lower stool, and really go down lower if you are sitting. You have your hands, I think here would be nicer, but you could try one arm going forwards and then the other arm. And it's good if you can to push through your feet. As you come forwards, the weight comes forwards, push back a little with your feet. That's it. Now we're going to add an extra move in. So let's keep those legs wide. We'll do a little teapot side bend. So reaching out with our spout and our handle and the other side. And now we hinge forward, send the bottom back, arms forwards. And then we do our little teapot side, side, bottom back, and up. Side, side, bottom back, and up. And if we're sitting, let's try not to knock anything over. Side, side, arm forward. I'm going to remember the other arm. Going to do two there. And then, arms, side. Lost track of my own arms. Side, forward, and forward. And then we're going to take it into another hip hinge, but this time the legs are coming inwards, just so they're parallel again, L shape. If you are sitting in a chair, we're going to hinge forward. See, my hands are like the brakes here. Straight back, and then tuck your bottom under and scoop up. If I show you from the side. Sitting up, hinging forwards, tuck the bottom under. You can see the lower back rounds. It rounds a bit more. You can see I'm starting to straighten. My shoulders are head rounded over. And I'm up. And if you're standing, it looks like this. So we're standing, bottom back, straight back with our head, the neck part of it, tucking the bottom under, letting that rounding ripple up until your head's looking down. And then you're pressing, looking up. You can have a little shoulder roll there. Send that bottom back, tuck under, press up. Maybe one more for luck. Might go a bit lower, but you can keep it any height you want to. Could go really low. And that's as low as I can go. It's harder to tuck under. And it's harder to press up. Let's take it down to the floor. You can take it to the bed. Take your duvet off though, so you've got a firmer surface. Right, let's take the camera down. Hope you're all feeling okay. I'm going to move things around a little bit. So get yourself comfy. You could have a cushion underneath your head if that feels nicer. Let's just check we can see all around. And we're lying on our back. It's an all-important plan. I am a huge planner. I've always, it's my inner primary teacher coming out. I've always liked to plan. Even if I deviate from it, I like to have one to start with. So lying down, and just spend a few moments having a little sway and wriggle and getting everything comfortable, especially the bits that are the bits you might struggle with, like low back, head and neck, shoulders, those ones. So I think I'm going to have a cushion, just a little one. Oh yeah, that feels good. Just a bit of support for the neck. And rest your hands on your low belly. We're going to do a little bit of work in this pelvis area. So the hands on it can help, because I'm going to ask you to imagine certain things. So we're thinking about, it's almost like a chopping board. So a circle of wood. Think not as heavy as like a butcher's block, just a thinner wooden chopping board. But it's got a groove big enough for a marble on it, and then a little bit of an edge so that marble doesn't roll off. And that groove, we're just going to have it running this way. Think of this as north to south. Balance that chopping board on your belly. So you don't want it tipping forwards or back. You want that marble to be in the center of its line. There, right. Let's breathe in. And as we breathe out, tip the marble towards yourself. It's following the groove on this chopping board, wooden round thing. And then as you breathe in, tip it away from yourself. Breathing out, tip it towards you. Breathing in, tip it away. So there's only a vertical groove. That's the only place that the marble can roll. And there's a little buffer at each edge so it can't roll off. So it's just rolling up and down. And as you do that, you're getting this movement in your lower back. And then let it settle in the middle. Take your hands onto your thighs and just push through your arms and feel your head and neck lengthen. You're growing tall, but lying down version of growing tall. Then you've still got this round tray sort of chopping board thing with the groove on it. We're going to turn it 90 degrees. So now that channel that the marble's been running along is going east to west, hip bone to hip bone. Right, you can have your fingers just around the hip bone area. And I want you to roll that marble, hip bone to hip bone, or east to west. And I want minimal movement. So I don't want that with the legs. Much more subtle. Just imagine, close your eyes, think of that marble, just rolling down that groove. And see if you can get the movement with virtually no movement from your legs. And trying to breathe, not hold your breath. Really easy just to go with the concentration. And then let it settle. The marble's off, the tray is done, and we're going to go into some slides. So just check there's room for your leg to slide. Arms just down by your sides. They can be outwards a little, that might be nice. We're going to let the leg, one leg, just roll out to the side and then slide away on the edge of your foot. Straighten up, drag that heel back lightly. We're not pressing hard. Let the same leg open up, slide away on the edge of your foot, straighten up, Just gently bring it back. 2 more. Open. Slide on the edge. Straighten up. Pull back. Open. Slide away. Pull back. Same on the other side. Just wriggle. Shake out any tension. Do it with your breath if you like. Breathe in. As you breathe out, let that leg open. Just push and just lengthen it so you're on the side of your foot. And then breathe in as you pull the heel back. Out as that leg opens. You slide that leg long on the side of your foot. Straighten up. Breathe in as you pull back. Out as it opens. Trying not to wobble too much here. Slide away on the edge. Pull back in. Last one. We're trying to keep this bit nice and still. Opening. Sliding away. Pulling back. Sneak the legs together. And a little sway. Think of it as just one leg stuck together. Just working as one. Sliding. Not sliding. Rolling onto the side of each foot. And then let it settle. Take your heels out to the side, toes forwards. We're going to go for the shoulders a little bit. So let's take our arms by our sides. One arm reaches up towards the ceiling. So we're thinking of these, whichever is your longest finger, it's often the middle one. Palm is facing towards your center line. Let the shoulder settle down on the floor and take up space. This arm doesn't need to be completely straight. Breath in. As you breathe out, reach up. As you breathe in, take it down so it's your elbow just on the floor and your forearm. As we breathe out, reach across. I'm aiming for that place where the ceiling and the wall meet. Breathing in, taking that forearm down. Breathing out, taking your fingers up. Breathing in, taking it down. Place your hand on your belly so you can feel what's going on. Breathing out, take it across. Feel your shoulder might lift off the floor. Breathing in, let everything come down. Breathing out, take it up. Breathing in, take it down. Swap arms. So this hand's going on the belly. This arm, let's take it up to the ceiling. Breath in. Breathing out, reach those fingers close to the ceiling. Breathing in, let that shoulder and forearm come down. Breathing out, take it across. I'm reaching towards you. Give you a little wave. Hi. Breathing in, take it down. Breathing out, take it up. Feel how much of your shoulder comes off the floor. Breathing in, let it come back down. Breathing out, aiming for that gap where the ceiling and the wall meet. Bring it back. I think we might be on the last one. Breathing out. Taking that arm up, down. Rest the arms out by the sides. We're going to take one leg up to tabletop. We're going to take the arms down by the side. Take one arm up towards the ceiling. Let that shoulder settle down. Right, we're going to try and open. Let's try and do one at a time first. So let's do the leg like you're trying to open a door with the whole side of your leg right from your little toe here all along. So nudge that door open, open out. Now open that arm out. And we're trying to keep the rest of this balanced. Ooh. Bring it back into the center together. Take it down. Breath in. Breathing out. Arm up, leg at that tabletop, the 90 degrees. Let that shoulder settle. Nice and still. Right, nudge that door open with the leg. I don't know, could we be nudging another door or brushing a curtain open with the other arm? Bring it back. Take it down. Now, I don't mind when you breathe with this. It's quite slow, so it's hard to find a really precise breath pattern that doesn't get quite laboured and that you concentrate on too much. So just breathe whenever you like. Let's do a few more. Bringing the arm and the leg up, opening out, back to the center. Oh, try not to wobble, and in. Coming up, opening out, center, and in. One more time. Up, open out, center, and in. Last one. Up, open, center, and in. And roll onto your side. In fact, roll all the way onto your front. Now, cushions, you can put a cushion underneath your groin area, sort of pelvis, particularly if your low back gets tight. You can also use it for your forehead if that feels comfortable. I tend to use my hands. I'll show you the position we're going in so you know where we're going. So the hands are down, elbows are out to the side, and I'm resting my forehead so that my nose isn't squished and my eyes are looking at this sort of greeny mat. And I very slightly just tuck the bottom under a little. What all I'm trying to do is take out the arch of my back just a little because it's got a tendency to be a bit of a pinchy area for me. But if you think about lengthening your legs so that they're feeling a little tight and tense and energized rather than flippy floppy. So lengthen them away. I don't mind how far apart they are, whatever's comfortable. You probably don't want them completely close together and you don't want them out that far. So somewhere in between. Check that your shoulders are not coming up by your chin or your ears. Give them a little wriggle down. Right, energize those legs, lengthen them away like someone's tugging your toes, trying to pull your socks off. Breath in. As you breathe out, lift one leg up just a little. Think about skirting board height. And then think of your big toes going to press a doorbell on your skirting board. And then take it down. Other leg, breath in. As you breathe out, bring your other leg up, skirting board height. Now press a doorbell on the skirting board. Take that leg down, still trying to press that bell. So you think really long legs, we're not looking for legs like this. We're looking for this little hover off the ground. So keep it going. Breathe in, breath out, lift that leg up. You can try and lift your belly up at the same time. It's really the internal muscles rather than the belly coming off the floor. Press that doorbell, take it down, breath in, breath out, lift up the leg. Might feel a bit of tension in the bottom, that's all right. Press the doorbell, take that leg down. We're going to try something a bit different. Let's breathe in. Let's take one leg up, skirting board sort of height. Let's take the other leg up. If it's easiest, you can squeeze them together, don't mind. Double doorbell pressing, ding, 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 ding. And then take the legs down. Give it a little shimmy of the bum, little sway from side to side, just to ease off. And let's go for that again. Breath in. Roll the shoulders down if needed. Let's take the other leg up. Doorbell ready to press. And then the other one up. So they're both up. They do not need to be high, but they do need to be long. Press the doorbell on the skirting board. I feel like it's a personal door for a mouse or something. And take it down. One more time. Breath in. Breath out. One leg up. The other leg up. Double doorbell press. And lower down. And then let the bottom have a really big sway. Well done. Really good working this lower back area. Good strengthening. Right, now I want you to just change your arm position slightly. So the hands come forwards and the elbows come back. So your forearms are there. And I just want you to take yourself up to wherever you can comfortably just rest, lifting your upper body. So mine's about here. My elbows, I think, are just in front of my shoulders. I might even be able to pull them back a tiny bit more. And I'm balancing on the sort of this area here. So you can't tell because my top's sort of flopping forwards. So I'm lifting my belly off the floor, but I'm not throwing my head back. I am going to push through the mat a little more. So I'm pushing away from myself, and then I'm going to slide my elbows towards myself, push my chest forwards a little. And then bring the hands back where the foreheads are going to go on them, elbows to the side, sway the bottom. Take your arms out forwards, starting to slide those elbows back. Your arms, mine are about shoulder width, but they could be wider. And again, I'm just using my forearms to lift myself up into a bit of a back bend. Now that might be enough. That might be as high as you want to go. I'm going to take my hands outwards to the side. And I know that I can, if I go wider like that, I can go a little bit higher. I'm just trying to avoid any pinch in the back. So I'm just trying to get a nice stretch. And then taking it down. And if you've gone for that wideness, you might want to just try and push up. I try and roll my shoulders down first. Push up. My head's like the last bit to come up. And take it down. And you'll notice my legs are just a little bit wider this time. Just feels more comfortable. Last one. Breath in. Push away from the floor. Seeing how much, what's comfortable for you. And then taking it down. We're going to roll onto our sides. Bent legs is nice. Bring your arms ready to push yourself up. We take it to sitting in whatever position is comfortable for you. I'm going into cross-legged. And we are done. Let's take our hands out to the sides, palms outwards. Breathe in and scoop the air up. Have a little look at your fingers. Bring your hands into your chest. Give yourselves a clap. Well done, especially on that lying bit, the face down bit. Worked hard today. Good to see you all. Don't forget to join in with the We Are Undefeatable Week Freedom to Move. Check out Bill Bailey in the kitchen tonight doing a dance, and there's cushions, tea towels, maybe other things involved, other props. Keep a lookout. I'll see you again next week. Namaste, Irene. Thank you, Jean.